radio like you never heard before. Elegbete TV Radio, the pathfinder for radio. Elegbete TV Radio, we dare to lead. Elegbete TV Radio, redefining broadcasting. Listen. This is radio like you never heard before. Elegbete TV Radio, the pathfinder for radio. Elegbete TV Radio, we dare to lead. Elegbete TV Radio, redefining broadcasting. Listen.
All right, good morning and welcome to the Monday edition of the Sports Buffet on Elegbete TV Radio. It was good, bad, and maybe ugly. Yes, if that's how you see the Madrid game, but it was good and bad over the weekend for Liverpool. Once again, I think that Eze Patrick and his cohorts are not going to win this war. They should just give up this season and say that Liverpool are a bag of rubbish, rotten tomato that they brought from Jos. Liverpool cannot deliver anything on a consistent basis. Maybe they should just focus on the Champions League until one small team knock them out. They seem to do well against the big side. Coming up next for them is Tottenham Hotspur. Tottenham Hotspur is a small team, so Spurs might have to beat them again. But then again, for Barcelona, they kept it late. Sometimes we save the best for last. Yeah, the last kick of the game was all it took for Rafinha to lift the ball, a well-lifted pass over the head of a sea of defenders. And guess who was there? It was Lewandowski, who showed up and sidestepped the ball into the net. No wonder he is regarded as the top striker in the whole of Europe. Well, without Benzema, Madrid couldn't find the flurry of goals. They scored. Girona equalized from the penalty spot. The same player have scored against Real Madrid in his last 3 games. Put the penalty one side and the goalkeeper went the other side. Yeah, well, we thought that ACMilan would be inspired by Victor Osimhen's hat-trick for Napoli as they won 4-0. Where there was no inspiration. Or probably Torino didn't get the memo as Torino stood firm and make sure it was a different story. 2-1 was how it ended in Germany. Things went as planned for everybody, but not so for England. Arsenal showed how to bounce back after Man City had started the weekend on Saturday with a single goal win from a delightful and brilliant free kick taken by no other than Kevin De Bruyne, especially with goal machine. The Norwegian tour not available for match day with a slight knock. Well, Arsenal started the game on Sunday, 3 p.m. kickoff, looking for goals, and they got that goal time when he had no ties in this game at all, so he couldn't do anything. But then, all of a sudden, Arsenal were missing chances, and it looked like Nottingham Forest were going to come out of the forest with Ogbakri spirit and do something. But then in the second half, when it seems like the injury to Bukayo Saka was going to be some disaster, it turned out to be Machiavellian principle as it takes one kingdom to fall for another kingdom to rise, because all of a sudden one player that nobody, and I'm shocked that there are 2 people in the FPL who actually captained Reece Nelson. Like I don't understand. How do you have Reece Nelson on your starting team first, and how do you captain? But there are 2 people of the hundreds of millions of people that are playing FPL. 2 people actually captained that player, and he didn't disappoint. Came off the bench, scored 2, create 1 to make sure Arsenal were in cruise control. 5-0 against Club 22. The amazing thing is Arsenal scored 5, and somehow Gabriel Jesus did not score a single goal of the 5. Even Martin Odegaard was part of the goal scorer after Martinelli had told the entire Nottingham Forest defender, first of all, go down low. Went down with his head and buried the ball in the net faster than any of the Forest defenders could react to a cross that came off a fast break of play and switch of direction, and then Saka well wafted cross into the 80-yard box, and that was how it went. Well, Chelsea, Man U won. That young man again with a cross that met the head of Rashford. Rashford have now scored 100 goal. First Manchester United player to score 100 goals since Wayne Rooney. And it seems like Eric Ten Hag is actually in charge. It's not on the wheels. It doesn't need the wheel. They've taken the wheel and gave it to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. But Eric Ten Hag is fully in charge, and he determines and decides who plays and who doesn't play. But I think that some people would agree with me that Casemiro brought a little bit of stability to that team. But what could be wrong with Chelsea? I'm not here alone to talk about the show this morning. I have Benedict, but not just Benedict. I also have you guys. So if you're watching on Instagram, drop a comment and tell me how the weekend went for you. Who did it for you? What's your standard player? For me, my standard player for the week, the whole of the weekend, had to be Sadio Mane and Victor Osimhen, the beast from Nigeria. And for me, the team that just didn't do it for me was ACMilan and Real Madrid. I don't know about you guys, but talk to me what you think. What team did it for you and what team destroyed it for you for this weekend? I don't care about Liverpool. I knew that Liverpool were going to lose. I actually told a friend that Liverpool were going to lose this game, so they didn't do anything wrong. Tottenham Hotspur kept it late, and Bentancur scored with almost the last kick of the game to give them a 3-2 win after going down 2-0. But then the win is a win. That might spur them forward going into the Liverpool game. But for this weekend, who did it for you? Who messed it up for you? Who, tore your ticket? And who gave you a green hope? Okay? Who gave you the opportunity to cash out? Let us know in the comment section. It's Monday, so let's just get a review of how it went for you. It's going to be more of you guys, unless you don't want to talk. It's going to be more of you guys on the show today than myself and Benedict. Well, let me start with Benedict. Benedict, good morning and welcome to the Sports Buffet.
Good morning, Mr. Gaffey. How are you doing?
I'm fine. How was your weekend as your mom, your siblings, and how was the sporting weekend for you?
Well, my mom and siblings are fine. My siblings have to go to school for a full 1 week of staying at home, so they don't pretty like it. My mom also doesn't like it because she has to wake up early. But the footballing weekend generally,
I don't like it myself, but I got no choice.
But the footballing weekend generally was the class.
Next week is going to be worse for me because my wife is traveling. I'm going to be alone with those 3 armies of mine. I'll survive.
Okay, let me not say. But
say what you want to say.
Let me not say. But
say it. Say it now.
No.
Okay.
But in Formula One, it also was a good one. Max Verstappen, highest win in a single season, pole position, keep on going. Eventually, he might win.
He's already won everything.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Okay, so for me, it was a good weekend. Saturday was good, but Sunday was bad in terms of prediction and giving people games to win. Saturday there were plenty of winners, but on Sunday, Real Madrid not winning and ACMilan not winning destroyed all the predictions that I gave to people, and I was sad about it. I was sad because made people lose money. But hey, they won a lot on Saturday, so that's good for them anyway. Well, let's go to the news segment and bring you some of the story hitting the headlines as fast as possible, and then I'll come to you guys out there. What happened over the weekend for you? Which team made it for you? Which player made it? Which coach made it? And which one messed it up? Okay, it's not only going to be good, there's also the bad. Who messed it up for you? Who destroyed your weekend? Who destroyed your bed sleep? Who made you hate everything that was happening? Well, let's start with this one. Liverpool obviously is going to be at the front of the conversation. All right, DOMINIC King is a writer for the Daily Mail, and this is how he headlined his own piece. Okay, he said nothing makes sense about Liverpool at the moment. This is without question the biggest challenge for Jurgen Klopp's reign. Next week's trip to Tottenham Hotspur is now very critical. It wasn't critical before, but right now it's critical. That's on the Daily Mail, and this is an extract from that write-up by DOMINIC King, who was at Anfield to see Liverpool lose at home for the very first time since 2019, if I'm not mistaken. And it wasn't easy, but Liverpool is beginning to lose their mojo. They're losing away. They say, oh, don't worry, they will still win at home because they've got a home fortress. Right now, even home, what good is a house if it's not a home? So the great songwriter sang that song. Well, DOMINIC King was at Anfield. The question came inevitably, but Jurgen Klopp was in no mood to give it much thought. How could he? Asking Liverpool's manager about his side's top 4 prospect at the stage of the season made as much sense as his team's tactics on an incomprehensible night. Nothing makes sense about Liverpool at the moment. 5 months ago, they were 2 matches away from the greatest club campaign in history. Now, they are 5 points above relegation zone, and the idea they will qualify for the Champions League is risible. Liverpool, from wanting to win the quadruple last season to this, I don't understand. Let me, before I even go to the other stories, what do you make of Liverpool?
I'm very, very lost for words because it's so shocking. Ever since they are running 6 home defeats last season. Well, the season before that, they have not lost at home. Van Dijk himself before that had not lost a home game at Anfield, and all of a sudden all that went down. This match himself, he knows his job was at stake. Leeds United had to pull more. But come on, we have to give some credit that is Leeds United, regardless of which day. They didn't get back from the relegation last season, but they are still not that side that they get better of Chelsea 3-0. Everybody knows that, but Liverpool should have been better. Nunes, not really in the game. Mo Salah was one of the best things that happened to that game, but eventually it wasn't enough. I just feel like you always say, the players have been used out. They play the same style of play every season. If he could adopt a bit of the Pep Guardiola style of rotation, I think he's gonna get it. He's gonna get it because right now these players are really worked out.
All right. If we could not, if 4 or 5, months ago, the conversation around Liverpool was that they were going to win the quadruple, they were going to be the best club ever to come out of England or probably Europe. Well, the story has changed. The same way, 4 to 5 weeks ago, this man said he would never have believed that he could even open his mouth to say Man United are in the top 4, where you're a late comer. I said it from the very beginning. Even when Manchester United were losing, I said they were going to end the season either in second or third position this season. But then, this is what Gary Neville had to say. He said, I never would have thought that 4 or 5 weeks ago, and I never would have thought that. Gary Neville says Manchester United have a great chance of a top 4 finish after a 1-0 win over West Ham, as he backs them to push through Tottenham, Chelsea, and Spurs. Well, we should see that one, you guys coming late. Now, Gary Neville is convinced that Manchester United have a great chance of finishing inside the top 4 this season, following their hard-fought 1-0 victory over West Ham on Sunday. The Red Devils move up to 5th in the Premier League standing after Marcus Rashford scored a towering header, his 100th goal for the club, to put Erik ten Hag's side just 1 point behind Newcastle in 4th. Despite having not lived up to their expectation over the past few years, United are starting to look a shade of their former selves under Sir Alex Ferguson. Following the match, Gary Neville expressed his optimism that the Lancashire club were still progressing. They're making good progress. Well, let's leave that one and go to Formula One and see what happened. Lewis Hamilton says it was awkward being booed all day by fans at the Mexican Grand Prix amid mounting tensions over Red Bull Cosca Bridge. But home favorite Sergio Perez shakes fingers in disgust at treatment of Mercedes star. Lewis Hamilton said it was very, very awkward that they were booing him at the Mexico Grand Prix crowd after the finish runner-up to Max Verstappen. Okay, now let's talk about Max Verstappen. World champion Max Verstappen cruises to a record 14th victory of the season at the Mexican Grand Prix, with Lewis Hamilton finishing second and home favorite Sergio Perez taking top. Okay, Jonathan McEnvoy was in Mexico City, and this is how he wrote. He said, Max Verstappen won the Mexican Grand Prix, a tactical battle, the dullest race of the year, a triumph of strategy by Red Bull, a personal milestone. Don't forget that no car driver have ever won 14 races in a season, so this is the first for the Dutchman. Okay, it's been constant kind of digging, according to Max Verstappen, as he accuses Sky Sports and their pit lane reporter Ted Kravitz of disrespect after the Red Bull boycotted the broadcast at the Mexican Grand Prix. So Red Bull and Max Verstappen have said, we are no longer going to be talking to Sky Sports anymore, okay? Because they disrespect us. They talk to us with disrespect, and we're not going to be part of their broadcast anymore. And this is Jonathan McEnvoy. Yes, McEnvoy in Mexico City reported it. Max Verstappen accused Sky Sports of disrespect as he and his Red Bull boycotted the broadcaster in protest at what they perceive as bias against them. The double world champion himself began the campaign of silence by snubbing the post-qualifying interview after taking pole in Mexico on Saturday, with the period of non-cooperation continuing before and after Sunday race. Sportsmail understand Red Bull have grown increasingly angry at Sky Sports coverage since Verstappen pipped Lewis Hamilton to the title controversially in Abu Dhabi last December and over the handling of the recent budget rule. The final straw, as one insider described it, came when pit lane reporter Ted Kravitz asserted during the previous weekend in US Grand Prix in Austin that Hamilton had been robbed of an 8th World Championship. But let's be very, very honest here. He was robbed. There is no going back on that. But let me come to you, Benedict. You're in the dark a little bit, but I guess you have something to say. What do you have to say about all this drama?
Getting robbed is it's something that happens in every sport. That's a very, very common thing. Getting robbed in sports it happens very often. Saying it was robbed, you can say so. But in overly just shutting out the whole Sky Sports media, I feel like that is something really, really not totally good to do. Yes, he's the champion. Yes, he has been chasing his championship for a really, really long time. But I know he's finally won it. Congratulations to him. But that's some really, really bad thing to do. And for the fans who got the better of Max Verstappen, booing Max Verstappen, I really feel like that's not pretty, right? It doesn't happen always. He's been winning for God knows how long, and all of a sudden he stops winning, and then you all start to hate him. I don't feel it's really good because it's the same Max Verstappen who has been taking second position for God knows how long. The likes of Charles Leclerc, Sergio Perez, they've just been racing. The likes of the Aston Martins, I didn't know was good enough to win the title. But saying that the booing, I feel like the fans are really, really wrong. Everybody has their opinion. Although when you come out to people who are open and there to entertain you, that critique can be really, really messed up. Well, if we're going to move on to other news that happened this weekend, Newcastle 4, Aston Villa 0. Well, the light is back on and said that we'll be back on soon. Newcastle 4, Aston Villa 0. Newcastle just seem like a side with team that have no joy. They look like an upcoming Bayern Munich. That is so messed up. They play against Aston Villa, and I felt like, okay, when Emery's coming, the players are going to want to be more composed and all of that. And the previous game against Brentford, they won 4-0, and then they get the same 4 off Newcastle. First one was a penalty. Ashley Young definitely, his hand was not in the perfect position. Handball, there wasn't even no need to protest, although he was still protesting. Then that happened. Then Carl Wilson scored. Carl Wilson scored again. Then Joe Linton was dead on that Steve Bruce. Like Joe Linton didn't exist on that Steve Bruce. All of a sudden, Joe Linton scored as well. I mean, Almiron, who has been dead to score a lot of goals, also was in that game. So I was saying Newcastle are like an upcoming Bayern Munich, just getting very, very angry. Seeing with anger issues, they're learning from the best right now. All you have in his press conference did make mention that money doesn't grant success. But like Barack Obama would say, money isn't everything, but it makes a difference. So it's done a lot for them, but it doesn't buy success.
I don't know what you guys are saying about money doesn't buy success. So, but me, I think I like to have the money and then let it not buy success. What do you think?
Money is very important, regardless. Money.
But do you agree that money doesn't buy success?
Money doesn't buy success most of the time.
Really?
Most of the time, it doesn't.
Okay, so before the Saudi Arabia money came to Newcastle, where were they?
They were in relegation team, they're battling relegation.
So now, where are they?
Yeah, they're vying for top 4. They're pushing for top 4.
What changed?
What changed? Money. Hello, they added some players to their ranks.
How many clubs have Eddie Howe coached and brought to top 4, the cups of top 4 before?
No.
Okay. You know, I'm asking this question because I'm asking for a friend. I don't know. I'm asking for a friend. A friend asked me to ask. Well, I don't know. You guys are the Christmas season is close. So if you think money doesn't buy success, you can empty your bank account and send me your money. I really need it right now. A lot of things that are damaged in this studio that I need to fix. Okay. And sorry for me catching my breath. I had to run down to go put on the gen. Okay. For me, by my own opinion, money is the manure that is used to germinate success. I don't care what anybody says, whether it's motivational speaker, whether it's your pastor, I don't go to church, whether it's a far priest, whether it's a imam, I don't care. If you believe them or believe them, me, Money is the manure that grows success. Success is a seed that comes from hard work, but money is the manure. I'm just saying, okay, this is what they have to say about Casemiro, and it was Jimmy Redknapp that have this to say. So this is how it goes. He said he's brought so much authority to this team. It makes it look so simple. Casemiro hailed by Jimmy Redknapp after Manchester United 1-0 win over West Ham. While Eric Ten Hag backs brilliant Brazilian to get better and better, Jimmy Redknapp, Gary Neville, and Eric Ten Hag had he praises on Casemiro. So this is how it's scripted. Jimmy Redknapp, he praises on Casemiro for his performance against West Ham on Sunday afternoon, claiming the Brazilian had brought authority, stability, and control to the Manchester United squad. Redknapp said Casemiro played a standing role in United 1-0 win over West Ham. He said the 30-year-old made everything look so simple and claimed he knew the game inside out, that he could read the game very, very well. And that's what you actually need from your defensive midfielder. Well, people have changed the conversation now from who made their weekend and who wrecked their weekend to money. Yeah, like that anyway. People like to pick and choose what they want to talk about. And I always say that let's let the show be like that, okay? Before I come to you, let me go back to the top on Instagram and see who's been saying this. Monaco_Matt44 says, good morning, bro. Good morning to you. Who is on my DMs? Sending me some funny videos. I don't even know where they come from. Okay. Saviki says, Sterling and Pulisic kill Chelsea game. I don't know the reason Potter continued to give Sterling 90 minutes. Well, I said it. You people said that I was wrong. I said Raheem Sterling is dead and almost buried. Okay. That guy doesn't have anything to offer anymore. Pep Guardiola's system was making him good, and Pep Guardiola had a very good reason for always putting him on the bench, but people don't understand. Cars_347, my guy, my main man. He said money is not everything, but money buys success. So he said money is everything for me. Mrs. Smiles, he said good morning, Elegota, good morning to you. For me, money is everything. Akbas Baba 82. If you look at my house, between June and now, the amount of medical bills that I've paid and medicine that I have in my house, I could probably become a doctor, a nurse, or a pharmacist, or a lab scientist as it is right now. Money is you don't understand. Money, oh God, the kind of confidence that money brings to you, especially steady money. I'm not talking of illegitimate money. Steady money, good money. I beg you want to live the life. Now, economic class not be sign of humility. Now the kind of money within your pocket. There's the kind of money you will have. First class will be the place where you want to fly on. I'm just telling you. Night bus, not being the make journey define. Now the money where person get. They see the flight to the destination. If airport not the very place where you go, airport day sitting next to it, and then from that city you can charter a vehicle to where you go. I beg money go to. Akbaz about say money is success. I beg help me. Tell that Otokutu Pondi. Now my grandmother village do that too. Otokutu Pondi say money is success already. I love the boy Sha. He is trying. Me go bros Brendo. They say you try, but you be Otokutu. They tell you they'll throw you from Ijebu. Now they go far. Now back to Delta. You don't go back fully back to Delta. Where you from come? So say you go in Isoko village where you really belong. So I think he said money buys success when you spend it wisely. My brother, they tell this guy, name one club where we say money not there for their success story. If you mention Leicester here, if I slap you, Leicester had money that is the money that changed their story. Now the lack of the money now, and I almost want let them go relegation. When the boy Papa they alive, he was spending money. So nobody should come and tell me here that money is successful. Every successful club have had money. Now Arsenal they're on top of the table. You know why? In the last two summer windows, they've spent money. Over 300 million in 2 summer at this result we're seeing. They still need to spend another 300 million. Right now, to be successful in England, you need to be over 800 to 1 billion to maintain success. Now money, super is sweet now, better money kill them. Now so they talk on our money cook. Okay, let's go. Oduni Remilako on YouTube says, good morning, boss. Good morning to you. What an amazing football weekend. Happy for Osimhen. I think somebody don't advise Osimhen make the take off him shirt after scoring. Yeah.
The coach did.
We talk, and then the coach also talk. So it works. Oduni Remileko say because he fit comot Jesse after scoring that hat trick. The Osimhen way we know normal day. It also shows that he's a listener. People say he doesn't listen. That's another sign again that he listens. Okay. You just that in this part of our world, when people give you advice, one of the things that I've noticed, once people give you advice, they expect you to take it immediately. And if you don't take it out, you're a bad person, you're rude, you're arrogant, you're not humble, they blah 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 blah. A whole lot. Anyway, but that's life. Deji Abiona, he said, like you said on Twitter, I need to meet those guys that Captain Lesson. Make them come tell me my future. No, I need them to tell me.
Hysterical.
No, I need them to tell me my future, because how Reece Nelson in an Arsenal team? No, I don't understand, Sha.
Before this season started, 5% of people had Gabriel Jesus, and for 2 people in the whole
I only signed Gabriel Jesus one day. That was the day he scored. I signed him on what's that in wildcard? I still don't have I don't have a hang of the FPL. Sha. That one where you sign as many players as you like, and then you let them. I think that's gave me like my biggest point weekday. Oh no, this weekend I got my biggest point actually, 77 at highest. I've not hit 100. I don't know why.
Guys, that's giving my biggest points.
Oh, you they play FPL too?
Yeah, once in a while.
Okay. No, what's once in a while? I don't understand.
I don't always.
What is once in a while in FPL?
So most of the times I don't check it. Most of the time I don't check it, so I don't change it.
What? How many business are you running?
I'm not running many business.
What is making you not to check it?
Nothing.
So let me tell you something about life. It is like FPL are the things you use to train yourself, your mind. Like if I put myself into something, I want to be consistent at it. It's how you beat laziness. I play this game called something top 11.
Top 11.
Yeah, top 11. And top 11 can clash with a lot of the activities you do. You can't just, pick and choose games. But you have to show up consistently. I'm not playing it because I want to play a game. But sometimes I just use it to train my mind, like my mental position. Like if you have an appointment with someone or you have an appointment for something, you have to be there. I think I've used every transfer window that I have on FPL. I've arranged my team every match day. Sometimes, in short, every match day I must check it. Like before the match, I know okay, it's going to be a match. Even in my Champions League FPL, my Champions League fantasy team, I didn't join pretty early. After match week 1, I think it was match week 2, match week 3 that I joined. But one way or the other, you have to. If you're not like other people that will open 2,000 Twitter accounts, I lost my password. I open it. If you're paying for it, you will check it. Yeah. So don't the same thing. Just use to train yourself. Like you've got to be able to be there. People tell you that they don't have time. Everybody have time. It's just priority. Everybody have time. When people tell you I don't have time, they're lying. Like one of my friends said, "Hi, bros, I don't get time." I said, "How much you get for your account?" Because it is money that make me know whether you have time or not. If people like them, Tony Lemelusi get time to be on Instagram to show us the secret of their staying fit. Come on. Everybody should have time. It's just that you jump into it without realizing that you need to commit yourself to something. Odino Remileko said on YouTube, he said, "Sorry, I want you. You can continue scoring from next match again." It's so evident why Pep, they play Jesus for wing most of the time. Very important player, but not a good scoring machine. I said it from the beginning. Thank God that one way or the other, the rest of the team are coming through with the goals. He's not. I wouldn't put Gabriel Jesus as a guy who will give you 25 to 30 goals a season. It's not within him to do that. Even in all competition, Partey is so important for Arsenal, but the fact that the next in line are nowhere close to his quality and not dependent we are on that quality is a cause for concern. Deji Abiona says Osimhen was my star for the weekend. Niger star boy, yeah. And Oduni Remileko went on to say, even if Arsenal no see goals scored this weekend, Chelsea will give us because it's got 2 goals. I'm coming to that Chelsea conversation anyway. How you take somebody's player, take their coach, and they still come back and beat you blue, black, and red. Jesus Christ. Lord Mayor says, good morning, boss. Good morning to you, Lord Mayor. I wanted to say, boss, I told you last week that the boys wasn't fatigued. I didn't also agree to the fatigue conversation anyway. But what I just think is Arsenal still need a squad that they can rotate. They need a squad that they can rotate. They beat a team that is normally, this is their normal route. Not because they beat Liverpool. Liverpool is a shitty team. Anybody can beat Liverpool right now. Liverpool is yo-yo. 1 minute they're up and the other minute they're down. So it depends on when you meet them. And you see, look at the teams that are beating Liverpool this season. Come on. Liverpool have already lost 5 games this season, isn't it? So they are 5 points above relegation zone. 5 points. Liverpool, Jurgen Klopp Liverpool are 5 points above relegation zone. It tells you how bad their season has been. It doesn't mean that they cannot crawl their way back or compete for top 4. But you can't mention Liverpool this season with the title race. It's not possible. Lord Mayor, I say Eto or Henry, who do you think was better?
That conversation where Eto released the season.
I knew that conversation was going to come up. So for me, I'm an Arsenal fan, right? I love Thierry Henry, and it's going to be difficult for me to pick. Samuel Eto'o was very, 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 very good. And Thierry Henry was also very, 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 very good. Overall, I'll pick Samuel Eto'o. And this is not an African team. Overall, I'll pick Samuel Eto'o. And it's hard. It's hard because there are some things you put into consideration, the kind of players that he played with. But Thierry Henry also played with some great players. He played with Vieira. He played with Dennis Beckham. Those could measure up with anybody anywhere in the world. He played with Emmanuel Petit. He played with some great players in his time. And
anyone who plays with Zidane should be very, very lucky. So.
Okay, he played with Zidane at national team level. But the thing that always set Thierry Henry back is the fact that he doesn't score in the finals. Okay, and I always use that against him. Like, this guy doesn't score in the final, no matter how he plays. There's only one final he scored in 1999, if I'm not mistaken. Is it 2009 or 1999 now? Where the ball just bounced on him. Confederations Cup. The ball just bounced on him and went into the net. Other than that, Thierry Henry doesn't score in the finals, and that's a setback. I'll pick Samuel Eto'o over Thierry Henry on that one. It's just that as an African player, he obviously doesn't get the kind of media, the kind of press that Thierry Henry gets. So let's put it this way: if Samuel Eto'o did all the things he did at Barcelona in the Premier League, and Thierry Henry did what he did at Arsenal only in the La Liga, obviously we'll not even be talking about Thierry Henry at all. We'll not even mention Thierry Henry. We'll be talking Samuel Eto'o day and night, and so I'll pick Samuel Eto'o over Thierry Henry. I mean, it's hard because Thierry Henry is not a bad player. But I've seen a lot of people send me messages on my DM. Do you think Samuel Eto'o is arrogant? I don't think he's arrogant. He just stated what I think he is. You don't have to agree with him, but he's who he is. It's kind of, I mean, Muhammad Ali said he was the greatest, and everybody agreed with him. Okay, so if Samuel Eto'o say was better than Thierry Henry, and I mean, he's got things to show. He may not have won the World Cup. Okay, Thierry Henry won 2 Euros. Samuel Eto'o won how many AFCON that matches each other. He could use his Olympic gold 2000 to match up with Thierry Henry's World Cup gold and say it is what it is. You're lucky to play for France. I'm unlucky to play for Cameroon. And then let's go to Champions League. I've won more Champions League than you've won. Okay, you have to even come to my team to win Champions League. I played against you in the finals and I won against you. So if you look at all of that, Samuel Eto'o, I'll pick Samuel Eto'o over Thierry Henry. Unfortunately, I'll pick him over Thierry Henry, and that's where I put that one. Divide, okay, said depending on what you want. If you need a proper 9, then go for Eto'o. But if you need a rovering forward, then Henry is the answer. The funny thing is, everything that Thierry Henry can do, Samuel Eto'o can do more. If he's running wide, he can do it. When Mboma was the center forward, everything that Thierry Henry was doing around in his game was what he was doing. When Eto'o went to Inter Milan, I won that Champions League in 2010. What he did with Inter Milan, I'm not sure Thierry Henry will agree to do it. Okay, so I'll pick Samuel Eto'o over Thierry Henry overall. That may I say because Eto'o said Henry wasn't his class, and so crazy fans supported him. But Henry is 3 steps ahead of Eto'o for me. Please explain that side of the 3-step. Henry is complete all run forward. Can you tell me where Samuel Eto'o is deficient as a forward? He can score with both feet. He can run. He can head the ball. He can dribble. Tell me where the deficiency is, where Henry is better than him, and then maybe we can have that conversation. I don't think it is also crazy fans that supported him. It is true that Samuel Eto'o is better than Thierry Henry. Like, if we're going to judge football for football, judge play for play, especially these 2 players are very similar players, Samuel Eto'o is 1 million times better than Thierry Henry. The more I think about it, the more I realize that it is not even close. It's not a close conversation at all. Samuel Eto'o is miles ahead of Thierry Henry. As in miles ahead of Thierry Henry way better than Thierry Henry. Let's call it spade a spade. And see, I'm not a fan of everything that Samuel Eto'o have done since he became the FA president of Cameroon. But the two guys, these two players, I saw them play in with my like. It's not like like Pele where you have to go and watch video cassette. These guys, I saw them play. I watched them like actively play from ground to the top. Nah. Thierry Henry will not list Samuel Eto'o's book. It's not about crazy fans. So Divide Tonke said Todd Bowley and Graham Potter don't they show us where them won't carry us go. But it be like say you go mentor on how to survive times like this. So using your Arsenal experience, good morning everyone. No, I'm not going to mentor you. You go survive on your own. Nobody mentor me. I survive. When it comes to surviving like this, you go survive on your own. The Olara one says, good morning, Elegote. Osimhen was amazing. Newcastle is enjoying some momentum right now. Good one for Arsenal and Man City United. Okay, bad market again for Liverpool. Okay, thank you very much, Lord Mayor. It's only life that money can't buy you. Money can buy life. If money can buy kidney, money can buy liver, money can buy human being heart, money can buy life. I beg. Money can buy anything. Oduni Rebellion says Eto don't become president. He don't talk. What do you mean? What do you mean rubbish? Bottom line, Newcastle are a team to be wary of this season. I don't think he's talking rubbish. I think that if reverse was the case, if Thierry Henry was African and Eto was say a European, you would not say this is rubbish. The truth is, look at them numbers for numbers. Look at them podium for podium. Look at them class for class. I'm going to go with Samuel Eto'o. Sorry, I'm going to go with the reason why a lot of people would stick up for Thierry Henry is the Premier League gives you a larger audience than the La Liga. So you might no. Let's be very, very honest here. Thierry Henry is part of Arsenal's golden generation. He didn't win anything extraordinary for them apart from League and FA Cup. Samuel Eto'o is part of Barcelona's golden generation. He won them the Champions League over this Arsenal. He went to Inter Milan. He won them the treble. He won the Champions League there as well. So let's not even bring all this sentiment and emotion into the conversation. And then if you want to add the fact that when he was at Real Madrid, they also won the Champions League. And these are conversations that you must add. Everywhere it's gone is won. Within the strength of what everything is played for can win. He won something with them. Within the strength at his prime. Thierry Henry didn't win anything at Juventus. Let's not forget at Monaco. But this guy for Cameroon, he represents the most golden, in short, diamond generation of Cameroon national team. He went to the Olympic, he won gold. After Nigeria won in 96, they went to 2000 and won gold in Sydney. Maybe people forget that part. And then in Europe, he's a doyen. I beg. Thierry Henry had to go meet himself before he won the champion. The only Champions League that he's got in his career. I don't think that is him talking rubbish. He's a man that's speaking from a position that he knows. Okay, the Olarewaju, another name for money is everything. Ruben Chidi. He said Newcastle is a solid team, and I like what I'm seeing about them. Not me, I say Chelsea need a proper DM, though, as then they lose his sweet meal. Oh, Jesus Christ. This one doesn't sound like Governor of River State, Wike. This sounds like what Wike would say. Divine Tonke said top 11 is crazy, especially with the timing of matches and training to even transfer. Now, serious work. Yeah. Divine Tonke said Osimhen from they make the heartbreak of missing the World Cup continue for me. The boy is on fire, literally, plus is really adjusting his positioning. Yeah, Yorokiri Emmanuel, my brother. He said, Brass Mingo Brendo, all of the above caught my ticket. Jesus Christ. Yorokiri Emmanuel said, Brass, that we coach, now Lampard promise. Jesus Christ. But Potter have been winning since now. He's been doing well now. This is his first defeat, if I'm not mistaken. Is it not his first defeat?
First defeat. I feel like it was just basically psychological loss. He lost it.
Psychological. Should they say he went to study psychology, human psychology from the military?
They just really lost it there. And that lack of striker touch. Kai Havertz wasn't the best
What
of them.
what of Aubameyang? What happened to the great almighty Aubameyang, who is a big player that Arteta cannot handle?
I don't know.
What happened to him?
He didn't show up now.
See, Chelsea, I'm saving all the banter that I have for you guys and Aubameyang till the end of the season. See, my fixed deposit is there. If una not make up for, una go hear from me. Aubameyang, I think because of Aubameyang banned me for Twitter, or that because of me, Aubameyang go wrong for Twitter. Aubameyang, I'm waiting. I'm just chilling. I'm waiting. At this wine, I'm saving it. Like I'm saving it like my mom. When my mom when you give my mom new money, hunger not go feed to my mom, make she spend that new money. She must either go pay tithes and offering. No. We go rather die of hunger. She not go say this money. I don't know. Those are pastors the shop of the money that year. Lord Mayor. He said Henry finished second Ballon d'Or twice. Eto finished third once, but I respect Eto well, Asha. That is so let me bring this Ballon d'Or conversation very well. That an African player makes the podium is luck. Because first off, the people that are voting, there is no African person that is voting in the Ballon d'Or. So you're not going to even give them a chance to even be on the podium. But that's not what you're going to use to judge anybody. If you use that to judge anybody, then Judge Way is better than Thierry Henry and better than any other striker that play for Africa. And you and I know that is not true. Or Judge Way is even better than Neymar. But you and I know that is in short, that talk is the most childish talk, because if you go back and look at Judge Way's record, it's not all that good when they say good. Even in terms of scoring goals, it doesn't have the numbers that back him up. But I understand sentimental argument makes people argue out of the reality of things. Take, for instance, the number of goals that somebody like Mo Salah have scored. Judge Way will not even be able to lace his boot. But guess what? You will say, but he did not win the Ballon d'Or. Judge Way win Ballon d'Or. No. A striker, Ballon d'Or is an extra to what comes out. Your need to win ends with, if you're going to judge a player based on what other people are voting. I'm not judging a player like that. I'm judging a player based on the team you play for. What did your contribution win for them? What did your numbers win for them? Your goals, or your defending, or your being a goalkeeper. What did it win for them? And then that place will not stand and start discussing going forward. But if you do not have that, if you don't bring that to the table, unfortunately, you're just a trophy wife. It's of no use to me.
I feel like that sometimes Ballon d'Or ratings can go wrong sometimes.
As in super wrong. Like most times it is wrong.
Like in 2006, most people felt like Buffon deserved the Ballon d'Or. Italy went all the way to win the World Cup. Although Zidane headbutted Materazzi, and everyone knows Zidane too had some rights towards the Ballon d'Or, but that instance just really messed it.
And then in 2010,
they was announced the best player of the World Cup tournament.
In 2010, they gave it to Messi.
They gave it to Messi.
There was Wesley Sneijder, who won everything, ACMilan and the national team. But guess what? It was Messi.
2001, these people say that Michael Owen didn't really deserve it.
No, Michael Owen deserved it in 2001.
A lot of people say Michael Owen didn't deserve it. But
the people who say that, they didn't follow football that period. Michael Owen deserved it. What he did in the FA Cup against Arsenal, what he did in the UEFA Cup at the time, what he did in all of this, they call it second competition, but what he did, his performance was so outstanding and awesome. And then scoring a hat-trick against Germany, come on, that was it in Germany.
Yeah.
That was top of the icing on the cake for him. I think there are sometimes when awards are given, okay, this person deserves it, but there are sometimes when you had like look back. The last Ballon d'Or that Messi got, like I don't understand why. Yes, I don't understand why they give him that one. I'm a Messi man, but it doesn't mean that sometimes we will not cause some things to question. Okay, so an African player winning Ballon d'Or, he has to like really overdo, because his block are not part of the voting block. His block, because you have to consider voting. It's like winning an election in Nigeria, and you say, I don't know what, I don't need enough. No, you need them. It doesn't matter who you are. You can't win an election without the South, the Northeast, the Northeast. You can't. Nobody's ever won an election without them. So it's the same thing with an African player in all of these places. You will not win much regularly because your people are not in the voting block. You just stand and hope and pray for luck. But then the other countries, they have people who their national president would even call and say, hey, vote our guy. Hey, vote our guy. Then they have club president that would even lobby for them and push as hard as they can to push for them. I heard the story that when George Weah won in 95, because he had just moved to ACMilan, Silvio Berlusconi played a major role in making that happen, right? And I want to argue against it because before then, ACMilan players have always won it. And I also know that when it comes to winning Champions League at the Ballon d'Or, La Liga club presidents always get involved in the people that are voting and like, you must vote for my guy. They campaign aggressively, unlike English League where you're on your own. Nobody's going to push for you. Let your playing do the talking for you. Okay. So all of those politics will make me not judge Samuel Eto'o on that ground. But one of the things that I would have to say and state clearly here is Samuel Eto'o, on the strength of their performance. Maybe Thierry Henry, I beg. Make name another player. Name somebody else. It doesn't mean that Thierry Henry is not good. I'm an Arsenal fan. He's my club legend. I love and respect him to the very bone marrow. But hey, it's not. That means for Samuel Eto'o at all. That was Samuel Eto'o. And to use the Ballon d'Or that is tainted with corrupt voting, vote buying, rigging of votes. Sometimes people that vote for one person will come out and say they counted my vote for another person. I'm not going to use that. I'm not even going to be so blinded by that position. Divine Tokyo said that unbeaten run was basically the new manager bans for me. I don't trust Potter one bit. Neither do I trust Bowley's transfer policy. Okay, Roman Abramovich just pointing out. I will talk to Divine Tokyo. Said from the clips of where I saw, I will pick Osimhen over him every other day of the week. Oh, and twice on the weekend. George Weah, come and see your life here. Come and see your life. Osimhen over George Weah? I wouldn't. Osimhen is good, but I wouldn't pick Osimhen over George Weah. Not yet. He could, though, if he wins this league title for Napoli. We would even question George Weah's ability again. But for now, I would not. But let Osimhen do 25 goals this season and Napoli wins the league. Nobody would even mention George Weah against him. George Weah will not be a conversation. First off, Osimhen will win the African Ball of the Year without a question. He would also be nominated if he scores 25 goals and Napoli wins this league. And Napoli mistakenly gets all the way to the semifinals of the UEFA Champions League with him being consistent the way they are playing now. Osimhen go make podium.
Nah, saying 1 goal is not even a big thing that everybody's looking at Osimhen smashing again.
No, that one is not. That one is nothing. I did a hat trick this weekend. Is it not already smashed the record?
So looking at that again.
That will not be record now. Leave one quad. This that one we don't know how to make decision for a career. What's it called? Lord Mayor said 2004, 2013, 2010, and 2021. Now they worry them this year where them cheat their second place. Okay. As a Patrick said, good morning, everyone. Oh, it finally shows up. He's been crying. I can see from the way he typed, you can tell that his eyes are red, his hand are swollen, he's in pain. As a Patrick, accept our condolence. Okay. We pain, we feel your pain, but we enjoy your sufferings. Okay, it's part of life. Your Matt, you took the title of Mazionu too early, and now you have to face the rot. Okay, let me say 2003 too. As a Patrick, I'm late here again. Yes, when Liverpool will lose this, that's how you come late. Now, normal thing, you come to lie, say you dey busy. Now lie, you're not dey busy. A fear of what did happen. As a Patrick, he said the track now in Lagos, he go mad. Why? What happened? No motor for road again.
All of them are going on strike now.
The bus drivers.
The smaller ones.
Uber not again.
I don't want to kill Nigerians.
No. See, necessity is the mother of invention. So if there be 5 people where they go one direction, 5 of them they for the same area, pull Uber now. You guys just share the Uber, do Uber share, everybody enjoy the AC, enjoy the music, and you go your way. You can't trek. It's not the gospel of the crazy era. You will have to find man. See, the reason why God leave man on this earth is man is created with a chip that makes man reinvent itself whatever the situation. If somebody had told you before 2020 that they will lock everybody at home and not going out, wear nose masks, would you agree?
No, even invention of aeroplane, I don't think that's a really agreeable thing that will happen.
You understand? So man have been very, very inventive and adaptive. So bus drivers go on strike now. They're doing on their own. They're doing on their own. I mean, they tell you, They do on their own. But what I think, this is what I think is, whatever the striking for, they should come to an agreement table and agree and have an agreement, because these bus drivers are actually responsible not only for movement of people from point A to point B, but goods and services as well. So there's no Uber that will carry plenty tomato or smelly fish and all those things. So pretty soon it will affect the price of goods in the market, and a whole lot of things would be hard to bring to the marketplace, and that would affect a lot of people. So let's get that one sorted fast. And I think this things only happen in places like Lagos. So I'm just imagining in Delta State now, say bus drivers will go on strike. Nobody will answer themselves, because they're not going to think of. That's just why I say it too. Well, let me go to Instagram and see what people have got to say. I thought I saw Akmos Baba just now. Akmos Baba, he said, nobody should tell me Arsenal is an average team at this point. No, they're still average. This team has really combined beautifully well. They are elite two contenders. They are title contenders. Can't wait for Arsenal to take Manchester City. Currently, Man City are also playing well, but men are not going to play on the day where Erling Haaland can go do one kind of form where we go score 6 goals against Arsenal. That's the thing. So I think he said both Eto'o and Henry were skillful and sneaky players, but we pick Eto'o because he delivers when it matters. Eto'o converts more goal chances compared to Henry. Right? Thank you very much. I agree with you on that one. Hey, the head. What's up? Dida, how you do? Now I need my books. I think we need to chat and then we'll talk about the books. I will outline them for you. I beg. I need my books. Oh God, this period, can somebody just dash me one? Like I'm all the chairs in my studio don't break. We don't have chairs. And this Jukes is calling price on me that will kill me. 1 seat 200K. Jesus, Jukes. You know, if you God 200K for blood of God, we will soon stand and do the show for this studio. I say very spot on. Eto'o for me over Henry, but both good in their days. Yes, I agree with you on that one. Cars _347 is saying nice. Okay, what else again do we have? Stepmonic, where have you been? He said, but it's me, your boy, Stepmonic. Okay, they hacked my old account. I was wondering now. They hacked my old account, so that is why I've not been here. Now my new account be this. Oh, Baba. Oh, sorry about that one. Mr. Smiles, he said Ronaldo has over 700 goals, but would you consider him a finisher? Yes, he's a finisher. What is he? Bro, he's a finisher. When a player has variety in his finishing, run the keeper, cheap, passing it into the net, I think he's a finisher. Some players just slap it, hit it hard, okay? Or as long as you score, you are a finisher. Now, if you're scoring consistently, you're a finisher. If you're scoring consistently, see the word. This is semantics. You know when we try to use English to jump the word, there is no such thing as finisher in football. You are an attacker. You're a forward player. So Eto'o and Thierry Henry are both strikers, true or false. And so let's focus on that one. This word finisher, because I know what people, the next thing you say, one is a boxman, one scores from outside the 18-yard box.
Yeah, that's what
those are choices that you make in the course of your game. So let me give you a good example. When I started in Brilla, okay, so Brilla have a style. Everybody must be fast. And that style was built on the fact that the game itself is a fast game. So you can't talk football like you're talking all those breakfast money on channel where you sit down it's boring because the game is fast. That's why Brilla is fast. So when I came in, I took a decision that I want to, from the very minute I want to be overall best in this station. I don't care what anybody say. And remember, at the time, being the best at Brilla means that you're the best in Nigeria, because that's what it means. And it's my competitive nature born out of how my mother raised me. Because my mom, growing up, will always say things like, the person will carry first, now two head he gets. Now another mama, now the person carry first, now be the same school fees why they pay. So you just don't know how this thing become a part of you. And it made me you need to meet my younger ones. When we're playing at home, playing, like playing table soccer or playing PlayStation. I don't want to lose. It's that mentality that I took to hard tackle. Now, it doesn't mean that the guys who are losing are not good. It just means that maybe they are not as competitive. You'll not say, oh, my style is different. When Murphy came into, Murphy showed us that you can be crazy. All of the things that are not allowed in radio, Murphy brought them to radio. And he became a winner with it. And some of us were jealous. People who could not stand their own were not jealous of it. I know what people said about Murphy, even our own colleagues. So the thing is, the fact that you stay inside the 18-yard box like Van Nistelrooy and you score all your goals, or you shoot from a distance like Matt Letizia, or you play only shot like Alan Shearer, you are a striker. You are a striker. No, Juninho is the way midfielder. You are a striker. So all those finisher and no finisher, that's semantics, and it not go work for me. Okay, they went on strike because of too much extortion and Agberos. The bus drivers, and they said that they're not the Agberos. Okay, Stepanik, he said, Elegbete, I want you go cast my bet last week. I used my rent money, bet Liverpool versus Nottingham Forest. Now I'm learning what that works since my ticket cut. Sorry, man. But I've always said that the rules to betting, never bet with money that you cannot afford to lose. Okay, don't put your rent money on anything. It's not worth it at all. My younger brother said, bros, Divine Toke said, bros, with the way you greet Eze Patrick now, you see, say, now you be my elder and mentor for this banter business. No, I don't banter him. I just a pity for I just a fee for I say I even reduce my voice. You know, when I start this Jebode pundit thing, what you sow, you will wear. Anything you sow, you will reap. And I start so let's just, and right now it's a Bible night talker. Bible say, let us mourn with those that mourn and celebrate with those that celebrate. His money right now is just that we are mourning with him, but we are happy that he's mourning. Because sometimes it's good, okay? It's good for us to also see the tears in some people's eyes. It was very, you don't forget this guy, they call man you, they call them man's come. Call them all sorts of names. Liverpool that went 30 years to win the Premier League, all of a sudden they got body spread like virus, they behave like coronavirus. Liverpool they rig league for them to win. When VR does the help against Leicester, against Aston Villa, they manage win one league title. They come meeting, they call the 10 kings, they make kings sit down for ground. Liverpool, when they go shut up, when they supposed shut up, what's that Nigerian musician name? We're small like Yoda. I get big cassava. Just one league title when you now win after 30 years. Make noise in here, everywhere. Shut up your mouth. Some people don't win this title three years in a row. Some people don't go many times. Man City don't win title system, almost win more title than don't win more premiership title than no go let us see your word. Make noise in here. Like all those jobless Mountain of Fire people when they pray for Percy back of house. Make noise, disturb. When I play ball now, club, MPFL club, Nottingham Forest, Abi Club 22, FC Taraba, Bituna. Wow. Who be there this weekend against you? Leeds United. When I said I beat them once, I said Arsenal they struggle. Leave Liverpool. What's that called? Eze Patrick. It's divided. Okay, say Eze Patrick. No, Eze Patrick said divided. Okay, don't mind, boss. I'm not passing through what Arsenal has passed through for. No. Why I'm not be made to? No, that be this type of thing. We're not pass through things like this now. We're not rubbish like this now.
This is horrible.
Even in Arsenal passing through things, we got these Momo teams say they beat us now. How many promoted teams they beat us like this? Nottingham Forest beat us now. After one title, just one title. Come on, shift, come on for you by your word. Divine Tokai say, Eze Patrick, it be like say we did the same boat for now, or we did near the boat. No, Chelsea not near Liverpool. Chelsea own the coin never reach. They come the end of the season, at the pardon they wait, and they cook their food, they wait. The way they just make top four. Peace good day. If they not make top four, una go know. This Obama I'm gonna sign, una go know who be Jonah at that time. This una ship. Una go so capside before una go reach Tashi's have been an Nineveh. Una go. As the party say a good day to hear the Elegbete put out a comparison between Eto'o and Henry Two players he loves a lot. Yeah, I love the two of them. I wouldn't lie. Two guys that I really, really do
Why are
love.
people so intrigued by comparison?
Sometimes it works. Okay, so the whole thing about media is that Americans started it. Uh, Media does not work well without the comparison and analysis of players. If you look at the whole American media, sports media, there's always going to be somebody in basketball that are going to compare with Michael Jordan, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, or Magic Johnson, Nana LeBron James, Steph Curry, Kobe Bryant. That's what really makes media tough. Because listen, how do you do media without touching the fans of people, right? One of the comparison I never jumped into was the Messi Ronaldo comparison, because I thought it was at some point at the beginning it was fun, it was okay, but at some point it became foolish, and I refuse to put my fuel on that. But to be very honest, if you do this job and you do not prepare your mind to deal with comparison, you're not doing analysis at all, because you must. There's something that we don't do in this part of the world. Take America for instance. They will always say you all time top 5 greatest, right? People go in and out of it. There are like 2 or 3 players that are always going to be there. After that one, then there's going to be others. We need to have that in this part of the world as well, and every other part of the world. In football, we hardly get that. So comparison is the lifeblood of sports. You must compare teams, you must compare coaches, you must compare players, but don't do it to the point where it becomes a problem. The Grill said, "Good morning, sir. When I said Liverpool win over City and Rangers was like felele where them use a broomstick cover, whereas for daily, I don't know, where for the league, unas say I the beef. Well, see now the broomstick don't come out and felele it don't less finish. Is it Patrick? Life is happening to you. Life is really happening to you. As a Patrick, he said, "Divide, okay, this my own boat, in the leak now, but we go fix them one way or another. One way or another. I'm gonna got you. You know that song? I know what I have to plan when I finish this show now. Eurocare Emmanuel say bus driver go on strike for Delta State. Laugh at lad. Waiting Kosaifa and Betty. Now they know now they go on strike. Now they know nobody send them. Only they go beg people quite at their boss. Worry people already trek from MPA to PTI. Then you know what I say? I say, oh, but I go front, I go see somebody. Or say if you talk anything about this, I just talk now, slap you'll take. Divine okay, say short thing is a short thing. That time everybody go pass through them. Okay? As a Patrick, you say Rokiri Emmanuel, you know my Lagos and their Agbero lifestyle. As a Patrick, you say, see what in Liverpool cause Sha. And then what I say, Ijabo they pundit go they spread anyhow now. Is a Patrick, Rokiri Emmanuel, they laugh with you. And as a Patrick, he said the grill, we go win Champions League. Your father, your left ear, your left inside ear. We will Champions will be rotten team. I play Rangers and I get two leg over Rangers to give them a 6 point. If to say that Rangers team like any other team, another come over the group stages, we win Champions League. We win Champions League. So let's talk about Chelsea before we go. I mean, we don't have our time again. Time is up anyway, but let's talk about Chelsea. What really happened to Chelsea?
Brighton needed it more from the attitude and the character that came out. Manager himself, they realized that it's our former boss now. Maybe we know his tactics and something like that. But Chelsea definitely needed more. And Chelsea, like the earlier person said, playing Christian Pulisic and Raheem Sterling is 19 minutes.
But it was playing them before and they were winning.
I've never liked Pulisic. I've never even seen Pulisic as a really, really talented and player like
I thought he wanted to bank on speed instead of holding on to the ball. He wanted to bank on speed, but how the team went into that self-destruct, scoring own goals. I mean, what are you going to say that pressure the bus pipe? I understand, but I mean, what really happened with Chelsea?
Well, they lost with James, which is one of their most defensive,
stable defensive player.
And since finding that right back, alternating between Loftus-Cheek and Raheem Sterling, that seems to have really, really touched the team a bit. And before that game, everybody was like, Chalobah is one of the best things to happen to Chelsea.
Because he's never played in a game where he lost before.
Yes, he's never played. And we always also say Fofana earns about 200k a week, Chalobah earns 40k a week, pretty true.
So let's have that conversation now. Let's come back to that conversation. Cucurella, Cucu Keke, and the other one that is signed, Fofana.
Yes.
Is the money well spent now?
Fofana is a waste for now. But Cucurella can get you the good. Cucurella can. Although most people are saying you don't think Chelsea will carry at the end of the season is Brazilian hair, but But at the end of the season, I say Cucurella is not a waste.
Was the tactics wrong? Three at the back, you know, was it like overexposing the team? When you look at the fact that Chalobah is a young player, Silva is saving himself up for the World Cup. Cucurella, yes, he can go forward. If Chalobah and Cucurella go forward, it exposes Silva so much. And then the people in front of him, Loftus-Cheek and Kovacic, are not really solid defensive player. Was the tactics the problem? Because if you look at what's it called, Brighton and Hove, they started with a back four, a consistent and stable back four of Estopinian, Dog, what's it called, Webster, and then Gross. Right? That was a very stable back four that played together. Then you have McAllister and Casado. And these two players are also players that would give you the very best at all time, stability in that midfield, never shaking. And then you now have Mitoma, Lalana, who understands, big games very well, match, and then they put Trossard up front. I think that the setup was way better than that of Chelsea.
Graham Potter has, in his season at Brighton, only last season used 18 different formations. So changing his side is not surprising. There's not a new thing to his style of play. They played Cucurella centre back. They played Cucurella alongside Silva. White Chilwell had to be left back. They played all sorts of things, but Brighton just wanted more. They want to avoid relegation. New manager hasn't won a game. After scoring 3-3 against Liverpool, 2 games they didn't score goals. They realized that they need to get back, and they just wanted more. Chelsea just seemed a bit more relaxed to me.
Well, Mr. Smiles have this to say. He said Brighton played with extra motivation. Some club watching Trossard. He hasn't signed a new contract. Yes, that's true. I was going to say, can Arsenal even just sign him and add him to that team? Because I can't bank. Say, if the day will not come when this boy will be able to convince me that he's a good player, Eddie Nketiah. I'm sorry for people who like Eddie Nketiah, but I don't think he's a good player. The Green said Chelsea case was like the case of a monster you created, coming back to haunt you. Okay, Mr. Smile says they both used the same formation, but intensity wasn't there from Chelsea, and no Jorginho to collect and dictate. No, they didn't use the same formation. Chelsea actually played a 3-4-2-1 formation, while Brighton and Hove played a 4-2-3-1 formation. So there's a little tweaking to it. There was more balance, more stability to the defensive area of Brighton compared to that of Chelsea. That was one of the biggest problems. And I think that banking on Pulisic and Sterling to be your wing back, like in the case of Moses, what's it called? Moses, what's the player that played for Chelsea? Moses wanting Victor Moses. Yeah, was just not it at all. Because Pulisic and Sterling, as good as they are going forward when they have the ball or when they have to run into the channels, they cannot help you. They cannot save you at all when it comes to defending. And then if you look at that midfield, Kovacic, okay, it's expected to create alongside Mount and Gallagher. Yeah, dictate the pace, but Loftus-Cheek is not really your play breaker. Like, he can stop play. No one I want to go and score home goal. So if you look at all of that, I think that Chelsea set themselves up to fail. But sometimes I won't blame a coach that I've been winning since anyway. I don't think I have grounds to mock him yet, because he's done very well since he came in. Just like Chelsea, I think that what he is a victim of Chelsea high standard. Chelsea are not a team that are used to they try. They are used to we are competing, and seeing where they are right now, not competing at all. That's crazy. As a Patrick say, he go shock was electric, and I said the person who put up that write up as the YouTube front page picture, no go make every shot. He's my pastor friend that sent it to me. I said I should use it as the picture for my list. I said, okay, I will use it, no problem. Okay, so Pastor Femi, I'm sure you're going to either watch this or you're watching it live right now. They say you're not going to make heaven. Well, I don't know about that one. Since this guy is not the new, you don't leave a Liverpool where they support now, you don't become secretary for heaven. No, Henry Kelly say you are doing a good job. Thank you very much. Okay, man, I say, Mr. Sis, somebody make your father. Yes, me. I'll come worry because you. Henry Kelly said, still hoping to see you in the UK, Mr. Idafe. That's just Henry. So I'm obviously going to be in the UK. My partner is in the UK right now. Larry was supposed to come together, but my kids are not feeling fine, and it'll be crazy for me to leave. And then the timetable that we had, my wife is traveling next week, for instance. If I'd gone to the UK, there'll be nobody around to watch over them. So don't worry, I'm coming. Yoroki Chaloba and Van Dijk lost.
At home.
Yoroki Emmanuel, bad tactics from Graham Potter. This is where we draw the curtain on the show. It's like I'm enjoying the show. Mr. Smile, he said they both use the same. Okay, no, I think I read that. But then go the Yab Jorginho. Chelsea fans always yabbing that he doesn't know how to play. Well, this is where we will draw the curtain on the show. We've done 10 minutes over the expected time of the show. I'm having fun, but I'm expecting a visitor. I have a meeting. I have to run. Eurokiri Manuel Sterling can never be a wingback. Not be the beg me that time. Make I live off my FPL to say they don't sign Aubameyang and you go do better. If I beat you, that's I beat somebody. Thank God I don't sell him since. I don't try. I would have Messi man to buy. Thank God I buy Messi man. He scored 2 goals. I sell him the next week.
Sterling is my team.
No, I don't try Sterling since. I'm not that patient. I'm not. I run my FPL the same way I coach. I'd rather go buy an Agbaro player than come the bank on these players. Aubameyang, I will never sign him. If you like, let him be scoring from post to pillar. I will never sign him. So this is where we draw the curtain on the show. Any last word from you, bro?
Well, join us tomorrow. We're going to talk more about Ademola Lookman, Until Seaman, and all of that.
Stop pretending. We'll talk about Liverpool tomorrow.
That's not the aim of the show.
We will talk about Liverpool tomorrow.
Congratulations to the Flamingos.
Say it that we will talk about Liverpool when Emmanuel Sebastian is here.
We'll talk about Liverpool.
Eze Patrick, you will listen online. You will listen. In short, we will even do YouTube live. Our producer is not around. He's on a mission to go and get us script for one team that they call Danas FC. We've been trying. Hey, football in PG, where have you been? I've been trying to reach you. We've been trying. We have this content called The Journey. We've done the one with. I think it's the most expensive project content we've ever produced. Over 5.2 million naira spent on that for what's it called? Ayere Sylvester. And we just put the other one out about Toby, who's grooming some young players. And I think I appreciate the comment that you guys have put out on that. So we sent out our producer to go spend a week plus, spend like 10 days with Danas FC, capture them in training, capture them playing TCC matches, and all that. I think it's something you guys should look forward to. It's just sad that when we put out this content, you guys don't engage it more with conversation. We're doing our best here to contribute to the ecosystem, but it seems like you guys are only focused on us talking European football. Sometimes try and understand that at the end of the day, we'll get discouraged and we'll do just about whatever other person is doing and just focus on European football. You guys need us to help grow football in Nigeria. But when we work hard, invest money, time, and resources, and put this content out, you guys just seem to like leave it and ignore it. It hurts. Let's be very, very honest. It hurts because it's too expensive to do. I mean, Coach Ayere's video is 5.2 million, and we didn't even get up to 1,000 views or even up to 50 comments. That's sad. Like really, really sad. And now we do this Toby's own, and his brother showed up. I was talking upside down. That's his business anyway. And now we're doing another one. So at some point, we might just decide, instead of spending this money, let's just sit in the studio, cut clip from European football matches, and just have fun. And just go do what other people are doing. Go and get fans on the street that are talking, voice pop, and do crazy things. But you see, the thing is, those things would help my numbers for sure, but it will not develop the game in Nigeria. It will not. So what we're doing is trying to help the ecosystem, and I expect that you guys will in return just join in on the conversation. This is your channel now. This is where you guys come and have fun, and in return, help us to grow. It's what we're asking for. Just put a few conversation on those content because they are really, really very important to us. You carry your banter to that place and do some conversation around it because we're helping you to see the stars before they become big stars. But then if we keep doing it and we don't get the numbers, I'm an investor. I will decide. I'm not Sabinos anyway, but I'm an investor, and I will decide, you know what, this is not worth it. Let's face somewhere else. I could also carry a crew of 2 and say, let's go to Europe. Since I don't want to get numbers, let's go to Europe and do what AFTV is doing. But how would that develop Nigerian football? That's the question. Let's think about that as a key factor as we go into the week. Well, thank you very much for your time on the show today. Thank you very much, Benedict. You've been an amazing guy. I forgot people call you Otokutu Pundit or Ijebode Pundit. It's just banter, and I'm sure you know that already. You're a very, very good guy. If you're not good, you won't be on my platform. I'm telling you that for free. You've done well. Football in Pigeon Brendo, how you doing? He say, your Smolido bros. I go test immediately after the shows. Brendo, no wala. Thank you for that one. And on that, that's where we'll come to the end of the show. It's been amazing. Thank you very much, Benedict.
Congratulations
Time
to
of the show.
Flamingos. Congratulations.
Yeah.
I really, they lost the 3-0 ahead, threw it away, but eventually won. Happy for them.
Yeah, it was good for them. And I saw the coach of the Super Eagles, Jose Pacero, send them a very beautiful message. I think that was nice. Getting involved in all aspects of Nigerian football was nice for him too. And I hope that we go on to win things as we progress in our football, both locally and internationally. My name is Ada Fimatio. So you love to come in the Lagos One Sports. It's been a very nice time on the show today. Love all the banter, all the gist, all the comments that came in on the comment section. Guys, let's do it again. Tomorrow, most likely, we would also do it here since our producer is not around. And Emmanuel Sebastian will be here with us. God bless you and have yourself a wonderful day. Bye-bye.
This is radio like you never heard before. Elegbete TV Radio, the pathfinder.